Fixing armor digivolutions. Oh yes, did you think that we would take a month off just because it's Spooktober? No, no, no. If you've not seen this series before, the idea is this. Myself and Fuzzzy Comics love the artists and artistry that goes into Digimon designs, but sometimes feel the armor Digimon that came out outside of Digimon Adventure 02, specifically the show itself, tend to fall short of the mark. Partly due to the toys, the show set a pretty clear rule for armor Digimon in my opinion. The Digimental should be present, the rookie should be visible underneath, though elongation and warping is totally fine, and each form should also have the themes and visuals associated with that Digimental and main armor Digimon. So, drills, bugs, and earth for knowledge, aka Digmon, and fire and dino/dragons for courage and Flamedramon. And also, wherever possible, I'd like to see a crest. And while many assumed that love would be the next one we tackled, Fuzzzy and I figured with Halloween, then my birthday, then Christmas coming up, and with Valentine's Day in February, we figured it might be more fun to start theming these things around certain holidays and events. So for Spooktober, we have the terrifying nature of the deep, deep ocean, and the creatures you might find lurking in the dark below. Maybe even a bit of Cthulhu mythos comes to mind too, as I teamed up once again with Fuzzzy Comics to fix the non-02 Reliability Armor Digimon.
It's Karn's Spooktober Spectacular.
What is up, digital creatures? My name is Karn EX, apparently in some sort of like CW Wolfman cosplay today. I'm going to the barber's a couple of days after I shoot this video. And yes, we're back in the Spooktober Spectacular fixing Reliability Armor Digimon. Now, as I said in the intro, fixing makes for a good video title, but we still respect the original artists of the Armor Digimon and far from hate the actual designs. I love a lot of them actually as individual Digimon. I just want to bring them in line to what I think Armor Digimon should be. And before we get started, it is of course Buyee who have sponsored this video. Buyee is the proxy service getting you access to items from Japan. Let's say you're a big fan of Armor Digimon and 02. You could definitely get the Armor Digivolving Digimon figures from Buyee on the websites they support, like Yahoo Japan Auctions and Shopping, Mercari, Rakuten, Japanese eBay, Amazon JP, and many more. It's always great to work with Buyee because they provide a proxy service for so many websites that do have Digimon goods on them. Super handy with how much Digimon stuff is coming out at the moment, but also because they allow me to directly support artists and make more of these custom art videos that you guys love. And of course, Buyee has their browser extension, which lets you shop on websites directly like Amazon JP, add to your Buyee cart, and then check out. And you know this by now, but I have got the hookup for you. When you sign up for Buyee with my link for the first time, Buyee will give you a 2,000 yen coupon off any purchase made site-wide. So please do go check Buyee out in the description down below. Supports me, supports artists in the Digimon community, and makes videos like these possible. Thank you to Buyee for sponsoring this video. So once again, Submarimon is the blueprint, the perfect little guy. He takes a ton of traits from the Digimental, and Armadillamon is still visible there in the ears, legs, and seemingly some of its shell, but flipped to the bottom. Some things I also interpret about Submarimon are ties to Plesiomon, specifically over Veemon, the other Gatomon Mega, and it is very deliberately an aquatic vehicle. In this instance, a manned submarine, submersible, or HOV, which I think should be the recurring theme of Reliability Armors. Some kind of aquatic vehicle or aid. And as far as the Plesiomon elements go, we're taking that to mean that we want to tie into more aquatic creatures than land mammals, which I think Veemon is. He has hair. So Orcamon. Oh, Orcamon. I actually really love this Hawkmon Armor Digimon, but it's kind of anti-armored. I do also like the Orca, kind of sounds like Hawker. Sometimes I just say stuff and it's stupid.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So while, yeah, it doesn't really have armor, I guess the big rubber ring and lifeguard jacket are certainly protective. I also have this theory about Orcamon being based not just on orcas, but specifically the Shamu Plains, which is what connects it to the avian Hawkmon. If you look specifically at Orcamon's head, it does kind of look specifically more like a plane combined with those orca elements. Could just be totally talking out of my head, but I figured flying orca, the Shamu Plane definitely existed at that point. point. So anyway, we decided to completely go back to the drawing board, sorry Hawkmon, and Fuzzzy created this, Scootermon. The design itself is based on a DPV, or diving scooter, a type of aquatic propulsion device used by divers that we both felt was a very interesting type of vehicle, if you will, and fits the diving theme of Submarimon. But also Fuzzzy sort of borrowed, nicer than saying stole, isn't it, the Manta Ray from another Reliability Digimon, Manta Raymon, as we may also be overhauling that design. Some flourishes I particularly love here are the bold red and black parts being kept from Hawkmon's wings, which Fuzzzy took inspiration from the vehicles from Nausicaa, the famous Miyazaki movie. And there's that ray tail ending in Hawkmon's feathers, almost feeling like a kite, which funnily enough, kite is the colloquial name for many types of ray fish due to their kite-like shape. Next is Gatomon's overhauled reliability armor. I like Tylemon, and I do sort of like that Tylemon and Manta Raymon share a similar aesthetic, but Fuzzzy and I agreed we really wanted to boost that connection, and so Tylemon transforms into Seemon. Rather than a Tylosaur, Fuzzzy based this specifically on a shark. The shark's teeth and cat's teeth matching up pretty fun, but there is also the shark catfish and, you know, catfish. The other inspiration was German U-boat, which is short for Unterseeboot, which mixed in, I think, excellently with the shark motif. I love that Fuzzzy turned the Gatomon paws into its torpedoes and kept the digicode from Tylemon that says Deep 2000 when translated, as well of course as that Digi-Egg silver and purple being on Front Street and even the crest on the underside. But you may notice these little notches underneath Unterseemon's hull too. Well, those, much like real-world sharks, are for another creature to attach to, and that creature is Patamon's new reliability armor, Remoramon. Fuzzzy and I are very fond of Patamon and Gatomon armors maintaining a connection and relationship. We have the existing Nefertimon and Pegasusmon, and for an example in our friendship fixes, we made them a dog and a rabbit matching pair. So in this case, taking Manta Raymon and turning it into a Remora made a ton of sense to us, as sharks and Remoras have a symbiotic relationship in nature, with Remora feeding off scraps of food from sharks. Similarly, Remoramon would be able to attach to Unterseemon. This connection is also largely what informed us moving away from a Manta Ray for Patamon's reliability armor, and in addition to that bringing in an aquatic vehicle theme. Remoramon is based on different types of lifeboats. This, in conjunction with Unterseemon, means that the large boat has its own life rafts. I am so happy with that double connection of sharks and Remoras and ships and lifeboats. The lifeboat color also gets to reference Patamon's body color, and the fins keep Patamon's ears at the forefront of the design, while matching, I think, really nicely to the Digi-Egg elements and colors. Next up is Wormmon's reliability armor, Abergele. The fun thing about Abergele is you can actually see a bit of Wormmon in there with the green antenna, but the design is just kind of all over the place and feels a little out of place. Now, Fuzzzy and I were also aware that Abergele data does become Zudomon's shell, so we wanted to try and preserve that somehow while still making the design feel more like the Digi-Egg and something more befitting to Wormmon. That was when some guy 944 suggested Fuzzzy take inspiration from the Korean Kobukson, or Turtle Ship, a famous ship in Korea. Sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, Koreans. Which led to Abergele 2.0. Still very familiar as Abergele and a turtle, but now with a much larger frame and these huge sails atop the silver shell. I absolutely adore this piece for being super in line with the Digimental and water vehicle theme, but also how much more Wormmon it feels, especially turning some of the legs into oars. But this Korean turtle ship inspiration, I think, was the exact inspiration needed to tie the design together. As for Zudomon, I don't think it's a stretch at all to see the green of Wormmon combining with the spiky shell to continue being the data that Zudomon's shell is formed from. Just an absolutely beautiful piece. And finally is my personal favourite existing non-02 reliability armor Digimon, Depthmon. I think conceptually Depthmon works quite well, and there was definitely discussion about just leaving it. It's a Veemon armor, go figure, he always gets treated best. So rather than a straight up fix because it doesn't necessarily need it, Fuzzzy just proposed a 2.0 or elevated design in the new Depthmon. Based on modern dive suits, while not vehicles, they certainly help you dive underwater. As well as mermaids, I think Fuzzzy hit a good balance here of including more of the Digi-Egg and themes without sacrificing what's so good about Depthmon. Fuzzzy also liked the idea of Veemon becoming part of the suit and kind of latching onto the back, which you can definitely see in how the Veemon body manifests in this design. But that is it, all of our our Armor Digivolution fixes for reliability. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite, and please do go follow Fuzzzy Comics on Twitter. He is so instrumental in making these videos happen. I really do appreciate it. Huge shout out to my Sovereign ZDK14, as well as all of the members you can see on screen right now for supporting this channel with their hard-earned money. Got lots more Spooktober custom art videos coming your way, including a pretty cool Dark Digivolution video coming very soon. Your support means the absolute world. Thank you so much. Check out the video below me, and I will see you next time when we go digital. Bye-bye!